Thank you, Ryan. Good morning, everybody. It's great to see you all here. It is an historic day. It's a time to pass the torch, as we say here at Valparaiso University. It's a day that for us is both bittersweet and celebratory for the university, for our athletics program, and specifically for men's basketball. I have the very great privilege and the impossible task of thanking Coach Homer Drew for an unprecedented 22 years of service and dedication to Valparaiso University. Homer Drew has quite simply been one of the greatest basketball coaches and one of the greatest coaches of all time in our 152-year history as an institution. On the court, Homer, you've led the Crusaders to 371 victories over 22 years. You took our basketball program to unprecedented heights over your tenure: 8 regular season and tournament conference titles, 9 postseason appearances, and 10 20-win seasons. 7 NCAA tournament appearances, highlighted by the Crusaders' trip to the Sweet 16 in 1998, which none of us will forget. And I can tell you, I've talked to people all over the world who know the shot and know Valparaiso University and know Homer Drew. That buzzer-beating shot in the first round over Ole Miss, which we continue to see year after year, and will never fail to delight in that moment. Coach Drew has been at the forefront of Valpo's move to the Horizon League, a top 10 basketball conference nationwide, and it's raised our sights accordingly. The team this past year has had 23 wins, the most in the last 10 years. Within one game, well, let's say one shot, really, of a share of the regular season championship, and yet another postseason berth. But perhaps more significant than his contributions on the basketball court has been the way that Coach Homer Drew has represented Valparaiso University and the values that we hold most dearly here to our nation and to the world. Coach Drew, you have been a man of character and integrity at the helm of our basketball program, and you've showed that a person that operates with character and integrity can run a successful program at the Division I level. And that's a message we want to send to everybody in the NCAA. You've been more than a coach to the young men that you have led over the years. You've been a leader, you've been a teacher, you've been a mentor. You've helped to prepare student athletes to lead and to serve in society after graduation. And you've instilled in our athletes a strong sense of ethical and moral values and an understanding of the importance of faith and leading lives of service to others. Not only has Coach Drew sent more than 30 players into professional basketball, but he's also prepared more than 80 of his former players for careers in teaching or in the coaching profession, carrying forward the values and the work ethic into the field for many years and for generations to come. A great man, a thoughtful leader, an inspiring coach. We cannot thank you enough, Homer Drew, for your 22 years of dedicated service to Valparaiso University. And I'm also pleased to announce today that Coach Drew will continue to retain his strong affiliation and support of our university in his new role, staying on as Associate Athletic Director. And this new appointment is effective immediately. So without any further ado, let me welcome to the podium the former head coach of men's basketball, Dr. Homer Drew.
Much too kind of words, President Heckler, but thank you very, very much. This is my second time at retiring, so I should be much better at it, but it's kind of with a bittersweet because I'm going to miss our players and miss all of you in this room helping us, but excited to move on into the future. And I can remember it almost all started back, and it's amazing how if God lets us live long enough, you kind of see a plan going. And I remember when my first coaching job out of Washington University after I received a master's degree, before I started working on a doctorate degree, I coached at a school called Lafayette High School in St. Louis. And there was a basketball tournament being held at Valparaiso University. In connection, there was also a coaching clinic. And Gene Bartow was in charge of the coaching clinic. He was the coach here at Valparaiso University. Some of you will remember him, a wonderful man, wonderful coach, and went on and had great success in our profession. And one of the guest speakers that day was a coach by the name of Coach John Wooden. And at lunchtime, there was a break, and we all went into the cafeteria to eat lunch. And as a sophomore basketball coach, I got down there first because I was the hungriest. And so I went down and I started eating, and then I didn't even realize someone had sat down to me until the gentleman said, well, Coach, tell me about your favorite out-of-bounds play. And I got all excited. Someone's asked me a question, and I turn, and it's Coach Wooden. And I do a double take, and Coach, I should be asking you the questions, But that was the humbleness of John Wooden. Years later, I was the freshman coach at LSU in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I had another chance to visit with Coach John Wooden. Dale Brown was the head coach, and we brought Coach Wooden in, and we honored him at a banquet. And after the banquet, one of the best-selling books at that time was They Call Me Coach by John Wooden. And so my wife bought me the book, and I went up and asked Coach Wooden if he would sign it. And on the inscription, he had a little personal message, and then he said, always remember our master coach. Always remember our master coach. And that has stayed with me all through my 42 years of coaching. And so I thank God for allowing me the chance to be involved with the wonderful game of basketball and what it can do for lives and development and growth. I thank God for that. I thank God for allowing me to have a wonderful family. We have the cornerstone, my wife Janet, who, yeah, I think so too, thank you. She's been the cornerstone of our family, and in 24 days, we will be celebrating our 44th anniversary together. Three wonderful children. Scott's married to a delightful daughter-in-law by the name of Kelly, and she's not here because she just gave birth to their third child, Brody, to go along with Mackenzie and Peyton. And then my daughter Dana. It's wonderful having Dana here, and her husband Casey, who stands 6'10". He does not have any eligibility left. We were hoping, but he does not. And they've got 4 of their children here, which is wonderful. So we have the 4 grandchildren here, and Anna and Isaiah and Caleb and Luke there, and then Bryce with his wonderful wife Tara. And I just thank God for the family that I've had. And I also want to thank God for allowing me to work with 2 wonderful presidents and 2 wonderful athletic directors. Dr. Alan Horry retired, and he was here in the formative years in that, and then President Heckler has taken over, and you're going to love his vision and direction for the university. He has a sight and a goal, and he's wonderful to work with to see the growth of what's going to happen in the next few years at Valparaiso University. 2 athletic directors, Dr. Bill Steinbrecher, who was the one who hired me, and I thank Bill for giving me that opportunity to coach here at Valparaiso University, and he passed that along to Mark LaBarbera, who has really taken us to 21 sports now in Division I, and he's the leader who has really helped us to go in the Horizon League. And the Horizon League is one of the best, in my opinion, mid-major conferences in all America. And John LaCrone, the commissioner, is here today, and thank John for coming up here as well. But I really thank our Lord and Savior for just what basketball has meant in the lives of myself and our family. The year was 1988. It was my first year here, and I can still remember coming in and seeing that Valparaiso has had no winning basketball team in Division I. Our goal was to get that first winning season. Valparaiso University had no Division I tournament in their stable, and our goal was to win the first Division I tournament that Valparaiso University would be in. Valparaiso University had not ever won a Division I conference champion. Our goal was to win the first one. Valparaiso University had never gone to an NCAA tournament in Division I, and our goal was to get us in to the first tournament. Those were our goals, And I'm really proud to say that with the help of the players, and we got some of the players here today, and really appreciate them coming back because they're the ones responsible for all the success that we've had. We've averaged in the last 18 years almost 20 wins a season. And I'm really proud of the tradition that we have built in men's basketball here. You know, and now it's a time for a new person, a new direction to come in, and I'm very excited about that. But I also know in basketball, for us to be successful on the court, it took 5 guys playing together. One person does not create a successful basketball team. And as I look out in this room, I think I know of almost everyone in this room. And without your help as an alum, as a supporter, as a player, as a staff member, we would have never been able to accomplish the goals that we set out. So I thank all of you in this room because you were truly a part of this basketball team and for the last 22 years in my coaching. And I'd like to kind of end my thoughts with that. What has kept me these 22 years are you. What makes Valparaiso really special, in my opinion, is the people. You, from the president to the athletic director to our players to the fans, alumni, people who support us financially, you are what make Valpo very special. And that's going to be hard to miss. But I'll be at the basketball games, and we can help critique this new coach. Make sure he's doing okay out there. But I'd like to leave you with one little thought. One of my favorite all-time movies is Apollo 13. And we've got one up now in space. You know, it's the second to the last one we're going to have. But Apollo 13 had trouble getting back, if you remember the movie. Tom Hanks starred in it. And they were now coming back and trying to get into re-entry, and the world was watching to see if they would be able to make it. And just as we were all getting goosebumps and watching it, Tom Hanks has a great line. He says, "Gentlemen, it's been my honor to fly with you." And as I look out to all of you, it's been my honor to be your coach for the last 22 years. God bless you.
What exactly will your roles be as Associate Athletic Director? Will you be kind of an ambassador? Will you have real administrative duties? Do you have any idea what that's going to be?
I'm just going to be working with, again, Mark LaBarber, our Athletic Director, and our President, just with some kind of public relationships, fundraising, some projects, and then they've allowed me to explore some avenues with ESPN and CBS and Fox with doing a little TV and radio work as well. So I'm looking forward to expanding and trying a little bit of that as well.
Coach, you stepped away 9 years ago after arguably the most successful regular season, 25 wins, 23 this year. How is it different? How is 9 years ago different from this? And was it important for you to go out on a good note?
I did not think about going out on a good or a negative note at all, and just wanted to, where I felt what my next step should be in life and the new challenges and the new excitement that I have to accomplishing some things that I have not been able to do yet. So that was really the crux of the matter. You know, coaches never, ever give up coaching, I think, especially after 42 years of coaching. And so as I look to 7 grandchildren, we just need 3 more, and then I can go 5-on-5 still. So that was more of an interest than anything else, Paul.
Once again, I'd like to welcome and thank everybody for being here with us today on this very exciting day for Valpo Athletics and for the university. We've had the opportunity this morning to celebrate with Homer Drew the tradition that is Valpo basketball and Valpo athletics. Many of the most well-known figures in Valpo athletics are associated with our basketball program. Bruce Lindner, Tracy Gibson, Coach Gene Bartow, of course, coached Homer Drew, and even Emery Bauer, who spent 1 year as the head men's basketball coach. This morning, the next chapter in the history of Valpo athletics and Valpo basketball begins. The Crusaders' 21st head coach has a lifelong connection to the game of basketball as both a player and a coach. He was named Mr. Basketball for the state of Indiana during his high school career, leading his team to the state championship game. He was twice the Conference Player of the Year and an All-American during his collegiate career here at Valpo. All 4 of his teams played and won conference championships, and 3 advanced to the NCAA tournament. He went on to spend 6 years in the NBA, where he played under coaches Rudy Tomjanovich and Paul Silas. For the past 6 years, he has worked on the staff of one of college basketball's most successful coaches. During that time, he's been an integral part of the success of our transition to the highly competitive Horizon League. He has all of the attributes we look for in our head coaches. He has competed at the highest levels and been a part of championship teams. He knows what winning looks like from the inside. He has a deep understanding of the game of basketball and is an effective teacher. Most importantly, he holds close the values that have long distinguished Valparaiso University and our athletics program: a commitment to hard work, fair play, and faith. A commitment to holding academic success and athletic success in equal regard. An approach to college athletics that strives to create champions in competition, in the classroom, and in the broader community. It is my pleasure to announce that Bryce Drew is our new head coach of the men's basketball program here at Valpo. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you our head coach, Bryce Drew.
Well, thank you very much for everyone being here. Driving up, my wife and I were, anxious to see if anyone would show up, to wish my dad well. And it's very overwhelming to see the response of everybody in this room. So first, thank you very much for taking time out of your day, even some taking off work, to be here. I would first like to thank God for allowing me to be up here and have this opportunity to speak in front of you today. A big thanks go out to Mark LaBarbera, first for the very kind words, and also for the leadership that you've shown me working at Valparaiso for the last 6 years, and for the future direction that you have for the men's basketball program. Next, President Heckler, just spend 5 minutes with him, and you're going to sign to be on board and do whatever he wants. He is tremendous, has a great vision, has great leadership for Valparaiso University to take our university to that next level in this next generation. Next, I would like to thank my wife, Tara. Many late nights she allows me on the phone in bed to talk to recruits, to talk to players. Thank you for your love and support. My father, obviously, dad, coach, mentor. Thank you. My mom, always being the stable one in the family, and we call her the... We call her the best assistant coach in the family because she always has the right advice. So thank you, Mom. Obviously, my brother Scott, he's been a great inspiration for me as a player to be successful and as a coach to be successful. So thank you, Scott, and thank you for coming up today to be here. And my sister Dana, we were very competitive growing up. She was kind of my basketball buddy. We always would play in the backyard and always go to Dad's games, try to be together to watch Scott's games on TV. So thank you for all that you have done to help me be in this position today. My first introduction to Valparaiso came 22 years ago. We were living in South Bend, and my father was up to be the head coach of Valparaiso. So I was a young 14. We were driving through campus. All 5 of us, our whole family was together. And I remember driving through, and I knew my dad wanted the job. On the phone, I knew he wanted to come to Valpo. This was the spot he wanted to be. And so he brought the whole family down, try to sell us. So we do that family vote. That, it's 5-0, we're going to Valpo. It's not 3-2 or anything like that. So he brought us down to try to sell us. And I remember driving through campus. We stopped, rolled down the window, talked to students walking by. Hey, what do you guys think of the area? Is it good? What do you guys think of campus? How's the basketball team? And, a lot of the things were, hey, campus is awesome. The people are great here. Great area to live. You're going to love it. We're close to Chicago. Basketball is like, I don't know how they did this last year. And we were like, Dad, are you sure you want to step into this? You sure you want to take this job? And the great thing about my dad, and he's engraved that, my brother coaching at Baylor doing the same thing, and then me as a coach with the last 6 years being a mentor, him being my mentor, being under him, no is not the correct answer. You can always find ways to win. And they had never had a Division I winning record before he took the job, and he came here and he took the job. And for me, riding in the car, going around, I knew from talking to the students, from seeing the desire from my dad to want Valpo to be successful, I wanted Valpo to be successful. So at age 14, I'm 36 now. For the last 22 years, Valpo's success has been number one in my heart. I've always wanted to see Valpo get to the top. I've wanted to see our arena filled. I've wanted to see ESPN in our arena. I wanted to be on nationally ranked teams, and that was always been my goal. Coming back, I played 7 years professionally. And I remember I was into my third year playing as the Chicago Bulls. And I remember sitting on the bench. And all of a sudden, it just kind of hit me. You know what? It's like, I want to coach. It's like I want to coach. And so from my last 4 years of playing professionally, I viewed things as a coach. I analyzed things as a coach. I learned from our coaches as a coach would learn. And tried to be prepared for when that day came to be a coach. When 7 years was done playing professionally, this was 6 years ago, my father had an opportunity on his staff for a position. It was an easy decision for my wife and I. Bryce, I have a spot. Do you want to come? Yes. What day can I start? My wife and I were extremely thrilled to be able to move back to Valpo for a permanent basis for the time being, to be able to do what I had dreamed and what I had loved and wanted to do, to be a coach, and to come back to the place that I had grown to love, since the age of 14, to be part of this campus, to be part of this community, and to be able to be part of this basketball team. So for me, this is a dream day. A lot of people don't get, certain dreams or certain aspirations. For me, I've dreamed of taking over at Valparaiso, my alma mater, and being the head basketball coach. It's a special day for me. It's a day that I've worked extremely hard, especially over the last 11 years, to accomplish. With that said, I got a text coming in. It's been crazy since yesterday. Rumor is, tons of texts going through. And the last one I got before I walked in here, good luck, Bryce, big shoes to fill. and I love this opportunity in front of me. Valparaiso basketball has been built on several things. One of the things it's been built on is it has a great tradition of success. And currently we have a very firm foundation to take the next step forward to achieve our goals and what myself as a coach and our team want to achieve. Some of our achievements, my dad had referred to earlier. Some other ones I'd like to brief you on really quick is the Horizon League, and Commissioner LaCrone, thank you for making this one of the toughest leagues in the country. It's ranked the 10th best conference in the country, and that's out of 33 Division I conferences. To give you a little stat how Valpo has done just in our short 4 years in the conference is we're one of only 3 teams in the Horizon League to receive votes to be ranked in the top 25. We're one of only 3 teams in the Horizon League to go to at least 2 postseason tournaments. And we're one of only 3 to win a postseason game. And so we have done tremendous work, in the basketball department for keeping this tradition alive. The next part is our program has always been built on faith, on strong values, and on strong character. And currently in our room, we have some of our current players and one of our former players who I wish had another year of eligibility. But in the room right now, we have 3 of our players that had over a 3.5 grade point average this last semester. In this room and collectively as a team this year, we served for almost 200 hours of community service. And that's included with all the games, the travel, the books. Almost 200 hours our team put into the community going out and helping people. We're going to continue that tradition. We are going to be leaders not only on our campus but in the community. And we're going to prepare our student athletes to become men. When they leave Valparaiso, they're ready to lead their families and they're ready to represent Valpo in the right way for the rest of their lives. My vision is very easy for me. My dad, I'm extremely proud of what he's accomplished here. My brother, I'm extremely proud of what he's accomplished here. They have their legacies. They've accomplished things that we could read off for hours like President Heckler did, And that is not my goal. I'm proud of my dad. I'm proud of my brother. My dream is to take Valpo to the next level. We talked about being one shot short of winning the Horizon League title. I'm glad in a way that we didn't win it, because then there'd be not much else to do here at Valparaiso. So thank you, Dad, for leaving me at least one more thing that could be accomplished. It's very simple. Myself, my staff, our team, our vision is we want to win the Horizon League championship. We want to be able to go to the in-state tournament, and we want to be able to advance. We wanted to leave our own legacy, our own imprint on this university. And again, I thank everybody for being here today. I look forward to the time that we can all gather again in celebration. And again, I want to thank President Heckler and Mark LaBarbera for trusting me with this position. I've worked hard, and I'll work hard for you guys every day, and we'll put the best team that we can out on that floor. So thank you all very much, and God bless.
So at what point did you say, I'm ready, get out of the way, I want to take this?
When I decided to stop playing and start coaching, again, my dream, I've always wanted to be a coach. And playing 4 years for my father was tremendous. I loved my time at Valparaiso. I loved my 4 years of school here. Working with him was even more special. I got to see things from the inside out. I got to see him be a coach not only for basketball, X and O's, but I mean, he was a coach for life. He coached people how to be men and how to develop strong character.
Bryce, were there any inquiries from other institutions about your availability, or did everyone assume that you were just going to be at Valpo?
My dream has always been to be at Valpo. There have been other opportunities that have come along, and for me, being by my dad's side, being at my alma mater, being in the community that I grew up and I love, they were all easy decisions for me. I wanted this job. I wanted to be part of this university and be part of this new direction that our university has gone. So for me, they were always easy decisions when opportunities would present.